You're listening to the British Baseball Podcast. Welcome, baseball family, to Around the Bases, the British Baseball audio fanzine that showcases you, your team's results, and your league. If you'd like to feature or get involved, you can submit a short video or voice message to me via DM or email at britishbaseballpodcast@gmail.com or DMs at BritBaseballPod, saying who you are, who you play for, and then give us an overview of your weekend series, the good, the bad, and amazing. Doesn't have to be any longer than 2 minutes. To keep it short and snappy and lots of fun. Maybe it's an amazing rookie display, a no-hitter, a walk-off grand slam, or maybe you just want to give some love to your league and teammates. Here's your chance. As usual, each team plays a double header that should last 7 innings or is cut short due to a time limit or mercy rule. So if you don't hear your scores read out on today's show, it's because they've not been available or been trying to find them. So to save missing out, why not drop me a note as well and let me know what those results are. So let's get back into it. There was action this week for a return of the WB UK, which was held over at the Sheffield Bruins. And we saw the host, the Sheffield Bruins, taking on the Bells baseball team. London Mayhem faced the Telford 26ers, and the Bristol Bobcats and the Valkyries of Cambridge was postponed. So let's have a look at the first result. The Sheffield Bruins beat the Bells baseball side by 10 runs to 9 in what was a thrilling game by all accounts. The London Mayhem defeated the Telford 26ers in a close 14 to 13 run game there too. Couple results from Baseball Scotland. The Edinburgh Diamond Devils travelled to Glasgow Comets. The mercy was enforced in the 6th inning as the Comets defeated them 19 runs to 3. And then the Glasgow Galaxy went to Tayport Breakers. It was the Breakers that won game 1, 5 runs to 0, but the Galaxy got an even game back there with 19 runs to 0. On now to the British Baseball Federation, starting the NBL. The London Mets and the Hearts Falcon game was forfeited, so that 2 games go to the Mets there with 7-0 across the board. Lancaster Legends travelled to Ramshaw playing fields in Croydon to face the Essex Arrows, and the Arrows won both of their games in a doubleheader, 10-0. Game 1 ended in 5 innings with 5 runs coming in the second, 2 runs in the third, and 3 runs in the fifth. And game 2 was also called early in 5 innings. The London Capitals took on the London Legends, and it was a close game that needed extra innings to decide its fate in game 1. The Legends drawing first blood in the 2nd inning with the bases loaded. It was Matt Moran who scored as the batter is walked. The Capitals getting a run back in the 3rd as Lewis Wampler scored off a Kyle Randall single to centre field. And it was yet another Kyle Randall centre field single in the bottom of the 5th that put the Capitals ahead as Masa Hashiguchi scored from that play. And then in the top, Matt Moran single up the middle to bring in Cole Nakazawa to tie the game. But the game was won in the bottom of the 8th when Federico Albertelli scored off a David Bedard single to centre field. BBF AAA, only 2 results to talk to you about here today. The London Mammoths took on the Kent Buccaneers AAA side, and that was at Finsbury Park. The first game went in favour of the Mammoths as they won 8 runs to 7. It was a close game that went the full 7 innings. And game 2 also went in favour of the Mammoths. It lasted 5 innings. The Mammoths putting 3 on the board straight away and then putting it out of reach with 5 runs in the 4th and then 4 more runs in the 5th inning. BBF AA, quite a few results here to tell you about. Croydon Pirates hosted the Sidewinders at Ramshaw playing field in Croydon, and it was the Pirates that took both of their games. Game 1 going 9 runs to 6. A Daryl Boats triple in the bottom of the 4th, bringing in Joel Hernandez and Daniel Rose. And game 2 saw a clean sweep with the Pirates winning 10-0. The Hearts Hawks welcomed the Essex Archers to Grove Hill Ballpark in Hemel Hempstead. And game 1 lasted 4 innings. The Archers putting 11 runs on the board in the 1st inning 2 more in the second, and an additional run in the third, and then 8 in the fourth and final inning. The Hawks didn't put a run on the board until the third inning when they scored 4, and they matched the Archers 8 runs in the fourth. And that game ended up 22-12 in favor of the Archers. Game 2, lots of damage done in the sixth and final inning by the Pirates. By the Archers, with 6 9 runs coming in that final inning, and that game was run 9-3 in favor of the Archers. Guildford Mavericks travelled to Flood Field in Ham to face the Richmond Dragons AA team. Both teams scored 3 runs in the first innings, but it was the Mavs that added another 4 in the second. Neither team would score again until the Dragons put 2 on the board in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. But the Mavs drove in 5 runs in the 6th inning and a single run in the 7th to clinch it. Game 2 also went in favour of the Guildford Mavericks as they won 25 runs to 1. The Dragons only run coming in the 4th inning, and the Mavericks scoring 5 runs. The Mavericks scored in each of the 5 innings. Scored 5 runs, 9 runs, 4 runs, 4 runs, and 2 runs. With excellent hitting throughout, the Mavs swept the Dragons. London Musketeers welcomed the East London Latin Boys AA side to Enfield playing fields. The Musketeers scoring in every inning strongly as they won 15 runs to 4. And game 2 only lasted 5 innings. The Musketeers scoring damaging runs in the 2nd and 5th inning, with pitcher benching getting the win as they clinched that one 17 runs to 7. Let's look now at the BBF Single A. Quite a lot of teams in action, and we'll start off at Finsbury Park in London with the London Mustangs and the Hearts Eagles. And it was lasted 4 innings with pitcher Jimmy Lamb getting the win. The Mustangs scoring 3 in the first inning, 1 in the fourth, and then the fourth inning wasn't needed to play as the Eagles scored their 2 runs in the third inning, but not actually scoring in the fourth. Game 2, the Mustangs clinched that one 12 runs to 8. The Mustangs completed the series sweep, with both teams going in hard and fast in the first inning with 5 runs each, and then the Mustangs put an additional 5 on the board in the third inning. The Eagles had it all to as they entered the fourth inning, but they failed to score a run, meaning the Mustangs took the win, and for the second time that day. Tonbridge Wildcats went to Kent Buccaneers Single A at Williams Field in Hadlow, and it was the Wildcats that won the first game 19 runs to 6, while the Buccaneers took game 2 10 runs to 9. Back to Basing Hill Ballpark in London as the Hearts Londoners welcomed the Essex Redbacks Single A team. A game spanning 5 innings saw the Redbacks high-scoring innings start in the first as they notched up 5 runnings to the Londoners 1. They rifled home 4 more in the second without reply, followed by an additional 5 runs in the third inning, and the Londoners scoring 2. Neither team scored in the fourth inning, but the game was put out to reach in the fifth as the Essex side scored 11 runs to the Londoners 1, making 25 runs to 4 in favour of the Redbacks. And it was the visiting Redbacks that made it a miserable day in Basing Hill as they put 12 more past the home side in a 12-7 victory in game 2. Somerdale Pavilion in Bristol saw the Bristol Bats take on the Western Jets. The Bats scored 5 runs in the first 2 innings, with the Jets only managing 1 run and 2 runs. And the Jets wouldn't score again until the 5th inning, but by then it was too late as the Bats put up another 3 runs in the third and an additional run in the fourth, and that ended up 14 runs to 4 to the Bats. Game 2 saw another Bats victory, which was 17 runs to 5. The Bats sweeping the Jets and scoring 5 runs in each of their first 3 innings. Staying in Bristol at Somerdale Pavilion, we had the battle of the Brunels and the Bucks, the 2 Bristol sides going head-to-head. It was a very close affair with former guests Molly Wilcox and Richard Evans on opposing sides. It'll be Richard and the Brunels enjoying game 1, Richard hitting a single in the bottom of the second to bring in a run, and in the top of the third, Molly with some great plate discipline and getting a walk. The box scores as follows: the Brunels put 4 runs to the Bucks 1. Both teams scoring 5 in the second inning. The Bucks scored 3 in the third without reply, and in the fourth inning saw the Bucks score 1 more and the Brunels scoring 3. In the 5th and final inning, the Bucks scored 2 to tie it, but an Alex Lane killer. You wouldn't believe that I do practice these. Alex Lane killed. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. It was your single through the left that brought in Declan Ryan for the win. Game 2, even closer and a higher scorer game. Bucks scoring 3 runs in the first inning and then 5 in the second. And then it was the Brunos who scored 3 in the first inning and 5 in the second. So both teams tied with some great hitting there. The Bucks put 4 more runs in the third inning with the Brunos managing to get 2. But the game flipped again and it was the Brunos scoring 5 more runs to the Bucks 1. But a single Bucks run in the 5th and final inning meant that the Brunos didn't need to take to the field as the sweep was complete. And that was 15 runs to 14 to the Brunos. To Christ College in Guildford, as the Guildford Goldcats took on the Bracknell Inferno. And it was another guest of the show, former guest of the show, Chris Ward, also host of the Empire Strikes Back podcast. He had 7 stolen bases in this game, and 5 of these were 9 runs. And 5 of their 9 runs came in the second inning as they beat the Bracknell Inferno 9-3. Game 2 saw the Inferno go down 6-7 with the Goldcats clinching it. A very close game as the high bar was set by the Inferno with 5 runs in the first inning to the Goldcats 2. And the Inferno's final run coming in the second inning. The Goldcats come back starting the 4th with a single run, but it was clinched in the 5th as the Goldcats scored 4 to win it 7-6. A lot of solid hitting throughout that game, but I like this story of the Guildford's equivalent to Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. sharing the field at the same time. This took place as Stephen Hope was in left field and he shared the diamond with his son, Kimmy Hope, who was playing third base. Does baseball taking part in the British Baseball League? Unfortunately, I don't have any results at this moment in time, but I can tell you the developmental game between the Manchester Bees and the Sheffield Bruins Cubs. The Cubs beat the Manchester Bees in both of the games there, which I was part of, playing second base, but we won't talk about that much as I seem to have a bad case of the dropsies and through the legsies. I don't know the technical term for that is, but anyway, we'll leave that there. So East of England Baseball League, let's have a look at what we have here. We have Milton Keynes Bucks and the Essex Redbacks. They had their double header. The Northland Centurions and the Cambridge Lancers. The Brentwood Stags at home to the Norwich Warriors and the Cambridge Royals at home to the new franchise Bay Area Blues. So game 1 for the Milton Keynes Bucks and the Redbacks saw that going 9-7 to the Bucks, but then the Essex Redbacks managed to win 11-8 in game 2. It was a home side that took first blood as the Centurions and the Lancers game as they won that 11-10, and they also took game 2 9-6. It would be another double victory for the home side as the Brentwood Stags beat the Norwich Warriors 14-7 in game 1 and 12-0 in game 2. And keeping that sort of home side dominance going, the Cambridge Royals beat the Bay Area Blues 20-4 in game 1 and 10-8 in game 2. West Midlands Baseball League, I've managed to get a full complement of results for you. Apologies to the leagues that I've not had much joy in trying to find results. It's all down to me. No one else is. I'm not going to say faults, but I'd like to go over some previous results for you as well, because their season starts on the 16th of May. The Yeovil Whirlwinds and the Newton Brewers, and that was 27-14 in favour of the Brewers. On the 23rd of May, you had the Newton Brewers away to the Essex Spitfires, and it was 27-14 there to the home side, the Spitfires. And the Plymouth Mariners on the 6th of June went to the Yeovil Whirlwinds, and it was the away side that won that one 26-3. 13th of June, we had 2 games for it. We had the Newton Brewers going to the Wellington Khaki Sox. It was the Khaki Sox that won that 11-5. And then the Essex Spitfires and the Yeovil Whirlwinds game was an absolute high-scoring games. It was 27-25 in favour of the Spitfires. Then we had the 20th of June. All the games there were postponed due to bad weather. So next week, on the 4th of July weekend, you have the Newton Brewers at home to the Plymouth Mariners, the Yeovil Whirlwinds at home to the Wellington Khaki Sox. So again, apologies to everyone for not being able to get all of these results for you, but I've now got them all there. I'll be keeping my finger on the pulse on the West County Baseball League. So the West Midlands Baseball League, a couple of teams in action this weekend. Again, got some more historic results for you too. Again, apologies to everyone in the West Midlands Baseball League for failing you on not getting the right results out to you in time. It's their season started in the 6th of June. No double headers in these ones. I think they played the full innings. We had the home side Wolverhampton Wolves facing the Worcester Sorcerers on the 6th of June, and it's the away team that won 8-3. You had the Stourbridge Titans, who were the 2019 champions, travelling to Leicester Blue Sox, and Leicester Blue Sox, the one that won 11-1. But last season's champions, Telford Giants, they travelled all the way to the newly branded Birmingham Metalheads, and it was the Giants that won that one 9-2. 13th of June, Telford Giants again away to the Wolverhampton Wolves, and it was the home side, the Wolves, that won that one 9-8. The Birmingham Metalheads welcomed the Stourbridge Titans, and that was another home victory, as that was 16-12 to the Metalheads. And Long Eaton Storm went to Leicester Blue Sox, and it was a Storm that won that 10-4. And this weekend, the 27th of June, we saw the Birmingham Metalheads travel to Long Eaton Storm, and it was a home win, 11-4 to the Storm. And the Wolverhampton Wolves kept their winning streak going as they won 14-1 against the Stourbridge Titans. So that's it. That's all from me this week. Again, sorry this is a bit rushed. I had some technical issue yesterday. This took a little while to get going because I had a fisherman's friend while I was recording the first one. It sounded very unprofessional, so I had to redo it. And well, you should know me by now. The highest level of professionalism, as always. But thanks again for tuning in. Sorry, this one's a bit rushed. And again, if you don't hear your team's results out there, please just drop me a note with what they are, and I can add them to my lovely little spreadsheet that I've gone over here and keep them updated. And I can always do a recap of your team stuff there. So that's it for me. Have a lovely week. I hope you all train hard, work hard, play hard, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Ta-ra.